On August 9, 2024, a local Brazilian airline, Voo Pas Linas, Flight 2283, was seen falling from the sky in a horrific manner in various videos. This aircraft, named ATATR 72500, was a Brazilian passenger aircraft heading from Cascavel to São Paulo. However, just a few minutes before landing, it met with an accident that claimed the lives of 57 passengers and 4 crew members. This was not only Brazil's first dangerous crash since 2011, but it is also considered catastrophic in Brazil's aviation history. The video shows the aircraft falling like a cut kite from the sky. After its release, a wave of fear has spread among those in the aviation industry because any aircraft should never fall freely. It always glides down. So what was the reason behind this? Authorities have launched an investigation, but what happened just minutes before the crash could be the reason. Welcome back to Zim TV's videos. Viewers, Voo Pas Linas is a local Brazilian airline that primarily covers domestic destinations. They have 8 ATR 72500 aircraft, one of which crashed on August 9th. The ACR-72 has 2 turboprop engines. The number 72 in its name indicates its seating capacity. It was manufactured by the aircraft manufacturer ATATR in France and Italy, which also has a 50% share of Airbus that shares its technology. Flight 2283, an ATR 72500, was 14 years old and was purchased by Voo Pas Linas from Indonesia's Pelita Air Service in 2022. As I mentioned earlier, this airline primarily operates only on local destinations. According to flight data records, on August 9th, 2024, at 9:06 a.m., it took off from São Paulo and its destination was Cascavel, 700 kilometers west. This trip went perfectly fine, After 2 hours and 11 minutes, it landed safely in Cascavel at 11:17 a.m. The flight was already late according to its scheduled time. It was supposed to load passengers from Cascavel and return to São Paulo, which is why unloading was done quickly, and exactly 41 minutes later, it took off from Cascavel to return to São Paulo. The aircraft had a total of 57 passengers and 4 crew members, including 61-year-old Humberto de Campos, the flight captain, 35-year-old Danilo Santos, the first officer, and 2 female cabin crew members. From takeoff to the crash, what happened? You can also see what was visible on the radar screen. At 11:58 a.m. local time, Flight 2283 took off from Cascavel and immediately made a left turn, maintaining an altitude of 17,000 feet, which is called cruising altitude. At 12:21 p.m., 23 minutes after takeoff, an altitude of 17,000 feet was maintained. If you go straight from Cascavel to São Paulo, there is a large mountain range in between, which all aircraft either avoid by going east over the Pacific Ocean or west over the plain land. Flight 2283 also made a slight left turn to bypass this mountain range and then headed straight towards São Paulo Totem. According to radar, the first hour and a half passed completely normally, during which the aircraft's altitude was around 17,000 feet, and the ground speed was 460 kilometers per hour. At 1:07 p.m., Flight 2283 made a sharp left turn and directed its path towards the city of Campinas, from where it was supposed to approach and land at São Paulo Airport. At 1:20 p.m., when it was over the population south of Campinas, its ground speed decreased for the first time, which was previously moving at a speed of 460 kilometers per hour. Suddenly, it dropped to 159 kilometers per hour. What was the reason for this? It is still unknown, but in the next minute, at 1:21 and 2 seconds, the pilot managed to maintain his ground speed back to 400 kilometers per hour. By that time, the pilot had not provided any information to ATC, This was the point where the aircraft's direction was supposed to be towards Sao Paulo airport, and we can also see on the radar that the pilot started to turn the aircraft to the right, but just 13 seconds later, at 1:21 and 15 seconds, while he was turning, suddenly the ground speed decreased, and along with it, the vertical speed, which is the speed at which the aircraft descends or ascends, began to decrease. It was observed on the radar that the aircraft flying at 17,000 feet began to descend at a speed of 13,000 feet per minute, spiraling downwards. This entire process took only 1 minute and 14 seconds, meaning in such a short time, the aircraft went straight down from 17,000 feet to the ground. During this time, the aircraft was descending at a speed of 180 feet per second, and the pilots probably did not have enough time. The distance between the point where the flight's vertical speed began to decrease and the place where it crashed is only 1.3 kilometers. What was the actual reason behind this sudden fall will be revealed after the investigation, but so far, what was given to all that provides lift decreases due to ice formation. Another problem is that ice gets stuck between the moving parts of the wings, rudders, ailerons, and elevators, which means that despite the pilot's input, the aircraft cannot turn right or left. To avoid this, many modern aircraft have automatic heating systems that prevent ice from forming on critical parts. Some aircraft are sprayed with a special chemical before the flight that prevents ice formation. The AER 72500 has various types of de-icing systems installed on it. Pneumatic de-icing boots are fitted on the wings that periodically or avoid areas where ice formation is likely. After the crash, the black box of Flight 2283 has been recovered, and it is hoped that the actual reason for this crash will be revealed in the coming months. But for now, it remains a mystery how the aircraft went straight down from 17,000 feet. I hope you all will like and share this video from Zim TV. Thank you, and see you in the next amazing video. إياك مس ريبني وإيه كات آخر ستونت زارو فوي سن جونس سدا نيك جود كوكيز رن المايت زنكي وهي بود بقول بهشي لبابو كويا لبا كومنس كو شكري ملتي إشاندا ويوزيومي